Hello, dog walkers and pet sitters. Josh Schimmer back with another video. I get excited when I'm making a video about something that's not done often in our industry, something that's out of the box, a little scary and aggressive. But I will tell you, the system I'm about to tell you is used. It has been used. It is used. It will be continue to be used. Only by some of you, but those of you who can pull this off will be so happy. I'm going to call this the rain or shine policy, which is how one of my walkers put it. And a rain or shine policy means the customer pays for service. Well, let me back up. This is ideally, specifically, I should say, for dog walkers who do a regular route with the client, a regular schedule. So they're coming on a weekly basis, and the customer's always using them. Now, maybe you have pet sitting clients who fit that too, if so, great. Or other services, grooming, whatever it is. Now, specific with dog walking, if you're coming every week and you're working with clients year in and year out, a rain or shine policy would be they pay for you whether they need you or not based on their normal schedule. So this might be more tricky with someone who has a schedule that's different every week. And maybe for that person, you have a guaranteed minimum they have to agree to. But let's say a customer is always 5 days a week. Well, what you would do is you would say, rain or shine policy. I get paid every day, unless I can't show up, let's say. And maybe you factor in a little bit of vacation time a year. You give them 1 week, 2 weeks. You factor that into your price. But the big thing is you start to look at the slots in your day. So let's say that this is, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. What if we looked at these slots on an annual basis? Usually we look at them on a weekly basis, sometimes even just a daily basis. But for a regular daily dog walker, that spot right there for the year might be worth $5,000 to you a year, right? And if it's worth $5,000 a year, that spot, and it's filled with one or two customers who cancel 60% of the year, 50% of the year, then you are cutting in half what you can make. Now, what a lot of people do is run around crazy and try and fill in the spot and things like that. But the rain or shine policy is meant for someone who is awesome at their job, beloved by their customers, and for someone in that position, very often, I have seen this work. I saw someone doing this when I started 15 years ago. Okay? So that wasn't based on the times or the economy or where they lived. I've seen this done in cities and small towns. It's done based on the relationship you have with your customers and how good you are. Okay? And this is a individual basis. I don't know if a company-wide could pull this off, but individual walkers within a company, maybe you could do this if you run a pet service, or if you're an individual walker, you could do this. So let's just say that, this is $8,000. And what you start to look at the customer as is, okay, let's say this is an $8,000 slot I'm filling with two customers. Maybe you start to make a deal with them where they're paying a yearly amount of $4,000. Now, you can split that over 12 months. You don't have to make it a yearly payment if you want. And you don't have to do a contract. I think this should be an honor system. Because, again, if you're awesome and you're with people who like you, they want to stay. They're not looking to leave. But this idea of looking at things annually could be interesting for you to do in general anyway, in terms of getting a total. So let's just say, let's not get into the formulas here of Excel. I love Excel sheets and mind maps for just focusing things. It's so simple. Let's say that you're making $40,000 a year. Okay. Actually, what I should do is put it in this row, and I'll say you're making $40,000, but you have the capacity to make $55,000. Right? Then what you can do based on your time slots is sort of go through it and see where your weaknesses are. And if you want to do the rain or shine policy, again, it really might help with certain slots. If you're very popular at your job and a customer doesn't agree, you can be confident you're going to fill that spot. Someone new coming in, it might be a little harder for them to understand the rain or shine policy, but if they're referred by people, if they know how awesome you are, look, the point is if you commit to something, it can work. And I know this idea might scare some of you, but part of why I'm saying this is that I'm going to this method with a few of our walkers. And again, it's a case-by-case basis. A walker who's been on a route for a few years, the clients love them. Financially, I'm confident in terms of the solution. Might you lose a few clients? Yes. But when you think about if 2,500 could turn into 5,000, and you just do that in a few other spots as well, it could be monstrous for you. It's a change of thinking. It's a change of thought, but it's possible. The large companies that actually offer less quality service than you offer business models like this. They are not hurting their customers' lives, right? The customer has the same amount of money, the same financial situation with the large businesses, the daycares, the corporations that do this that you do. You can do creative business models even though you're an individual. You can do creative business models within a pet service if people work for you. I definitely have grown to think that each walker is almost an entity to themselves in your company. And with that, Dog Walker 1 very well could get, $50 a service, whereas Dog Walker 2 might only be able to get $30 a service. That's what I've grown to feel, is that the services and prices can be reflective of long-term walkers in your company, can be different per route. Because honestly, it's an individual experience for the customers. And I have not had a single issue with that. Even on the payroll, they've grown to see, the rate for one walker versus the rate for another walker. And they understand it because we've also distinguished our walkers based on their skill sets. One person's a walk and train walker. One person's a dog sports walker. One person's just, the sweetest lover of dogs. And I think it's interesting. Okay, any questions, let me know. If you want to try this, I'd really be excited for that. And try doing this idea of looking at your routes as almost like slots, like a hotel room. Like, a hotel room could do $5,000 in business this year, but they're only doing 25, right? Okay, so how do you fix that? One of the ways is the rain or shine policy. That's one of the ideas, and it might be the only idea you need. Okay, have fun. Bye-bye.